arriba, las manos, caballo moreno, planeta, tu baño, el que you go a hacer un rock, back,
Good day to you all. What a fantastic day here on the GC in Australia. It is a gorgeous day today. Started out a little bit iffy. Let me explain. Yesterday when I went to collect the mail, I found a yellow envelope, A4 sized envelope, and it was titled Bill. And I thought, well, it can't be Bill as in William, because no Bill lives here. It must mean a bill to be paid. I popped it on his bed because he goes on about me opening his mail and how it's a federal offence and blah, blah, blah. Husband and wife, though, supposedly. Anyway, he opens it up and it's an electricity bill in his name. Now, I think what's happened is when my daughter was going to move here, she was going to continue to pay the electricity bill. But he kicked her out because he couldn't have his own way, because the electricity couldn't be switched on or off the days that he wanted. So, long story short, the bill is obviously his. He's gotten home raved on like a lunatic, as he always does, and yelled and screamed and carried on, called me a liar, called me everything under the sun. I wonder if you could just see that butterfly that just flew by. Clearly not. Oh, it's over there, but I think it's coming back. Anyway, so accusing me of printing it out on his printer and then corrupting his computer. And yes, I had used it to watch Netflix with his approval. I did get an error message, so I shut it down straight away and put it back in his room. I did not have a chance to tell him, because as soon as he got home and opened up this yellow-orange envelope, he went off his head. So he's phoned the company saying, it's not my bill, I never opened it. And they've said, well, someone did, and it's in your name, so now you've got to pay it. So anyway, he's cracked the shits. He goes on about how he's got bill after bill after bill. But the thing is, I have bills too, as we all have bills. My medical bills are extraordinarily high. I'm talking $200-300 a fortnight. And that's just to get a build-up of goods. When the nurses come out here, I pay, what is it? Only $60 an hour for a nurse to come out. They're usually here for about a half an hour to change my catheter. I have to supply all those goods. So the last lot of goods cost me $230, and that was to set me up with syringes, with dressing kits, with catheters, you name it. Blueies that I lie on, things like that. I've got rego to pay it. I've got motor vehicle insurance to pay. My phone bills to pay, which is Powasses of my own, which are all prepaid. That's an example of the bills I've got. And I probably have more. I've written them down because every time he puts me on the spot and says, what do you pay? I get out my notes and I ramble them on, but he walks away and doesn't listen. So I really wish he would get treatment for his bipolar condition, because that's what it really is. It's bipolar. No, I'm not Google diagnosing. I found documentation years ago to say that he had anxiety, and the doctor questioned bipolar as well. But he hadn't gone back to have any more tests done to ascertain whether that was the case. All the family photos that I've put up on the hutch, he's turned down so no one can see them. And that's fine, because he tells his son that we are not a family. We haven't been a family for years and years. I'm sick. He doesn't even take care of me. He doesn't help me shower. He doesn't help me dress. He doesn't help me comb my hair. He doesn't help me do so many things. I have to beg and plead when I'm out of money for him to go and get my medication. And the medication is around about $6 to $20. And so far this year, he's done that for me once. I would rather ask the chemist for a few days to get me by until my next pay, so that I don't have to ask him. Comment below, what do you classify as a marriage. Our money has always been our own over the years. We've tried numerous times to have joint accounts. But he hates the fact that I've got a card and that I can spend money as well. Even if that money was on Go Cards, which is like a card you use for the transport system here in Queensland. Or underpants, or socks, or work uniforms, or food. Things like that. I'm not a gambler. I'm not a drinker. Never have been. And that's because since I've met him for many, many years, through my younger years, he has been a heavy drinker. And when I say heavy, I'm talking about 1 or 2 cases of beer at the time, pisses his bed, shits his pants, and spews up. Got to the stage where I was even getting sick of cleaning all that up so he wouldn't wake up to find it. He did one morning, and guess what? He accused me of shitting on the bed, vomiting on the floor, and urinating all over him because he didn't believe that it was him. Never once in my younger years would I say, sorry, can I have a puff of that joint? He'd go, no. And then when I'd find some hanging around the house and I'd go to him and say, oh, look what I found and I'm going to finish it. He goes, oh, it's just a cigarette butt, blah, blah, blah. I'm not stupid. And now that I want to use cannabis for my pain, it's a big no-no. He says to me, it makes you stupid. He said when he went to study for his university degree and masters, don't ask me how he managed it, to this day I don't really believe that the assignments and the writing he did was him. And I say that because in a lot of context he talks and he writes in broken English. And I don't know how he did it, but somehow he did it. Whether or not he paid people to do his assignments, I don't know. But I legit don't believe he genuinely did them all himself. And that's simply because, like I said, I would read them and they were in perfect English and they weren't in broken English. And everything I'd read in the past was always broken English. So, don't know how he got that done. But anyway, he calls my business degree a paid degree. He reckons that I paid to get a certificate online, which I think you can do, but not with the legit stamp of the university on the piece of paper. And then he says to me, where are all your attainment statements, which is all the course codes you've done and whether you've passed them and what grade you've been given. And to be honest, I shouldn't have to prove myself to anyone. And I don't, and I won't to him. That's my bitch for the morning. Another thing he does say is how he's paying for this house, when ultimately I gave $200,000 towards this house. And that was a deposit. And that was remainder of money's gone into building sheds, cementing, buying garden stuff, which he has chosen. I've wanted to buy a pawpaw tree and a passion fruit vine to go along the fence. But no, I can't do that and he won't buy it. So there are things in this house that are broken. There's a window with no seal in it. And I'm not going to buy that ceiling stuff, little foam stuff that you put in there to stop the rain from coming in. So every time we get a heavy downpour and the wind is in that direction, we get a pool of water on the tiles. I'm not going to do anything about that. Before I went to hospital, before I was going to go to hospital, before all this COVID-19 came into effect, we agreed that we put the remainder money, which was about $9,000, into his account so that if I was in hospital, he could go through and build the shed, concrete and blah, blah, blah. COVID-19 prevented me from having that surgery. But in saying that, it's too late to have surgery now because my spinal cord is too damaged. So they are not going to risk damaging the cord any further. Now that is my ramble for today, and that is my only bit of negativity you will see in today. So the next lot will be quite positive, I just wanted to let you guys know the extent of my life. And no matter how bad it gets here, I'm staying, because this is my house just as much as it's my children's house, and just as much as it's his house. So I do have bills. Conclusion, I do have bills. I do own half the house, regardless of what he says. And I will still see my daughter, and I will still love my children just as much. As much as he says I am alienating them from his life, he did that himself, and his daughter told him that. That's how she feels. He even assaulted her on the day that she helped me move all my stuff from the old house to the new house. His excuse was settlement hadn't taken place yet, and that we couldn't really deliver anything here because neighbours would dob. However, he had a truckload of stuff, like all the heavy stuff, the white goods, the loungers and all that, bought here. So what's the biggie? So what happened is we hired a truck, and Lauren and myself, Lauren did all the lifting because of my spinal issues. She bought all my stuff, put it into the truck herself, with her stuff as well. She unloaded my stuff here, and then what happened is we loaded her stuff into a storage shed until she could find a place to move. She's got a fantastic job now. She's got a fantastic boyfriend now. She is so happy, and I am so happy for her. Love you guys. Keep watching, share if you can, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. See you guys very soon.